No, like she was really cute though. Like, yeah, she gave her phone number.
Okay.
Although I never seen a phone number with 4 digits long though. That was a little odd.
That's cool.
Flynn! Am I still the creator of the perfect system? Yeah. All right, I got something for your ass.
Welcome to back to Scatterbrain Reviews. We are out here tonight. It is 1 a.m. We are at AMC Theaters. We are doing a new segment now. Still a movie review, but a different kind. Brought over from our friend Dago. Welcome to the channel again.
Yeah,
he is
man.
definitely going to be a part of this thing regularly, and we're jumping in right now with a new segment that he has originated here for the channel for us today. So excited to do it, but going into it, what we got going on, Dago?
Yeah, man. Super excited to be back. Appreciate you guys always having me around. I mean, we're friends, so yeah, that's what friends do.
You like being here.
Yeah, so a little bit about like what I kind of wanted to do with this segment, this new segment in Justin's channel, is that I have noticed that every time we go watch a movie, we have about an hour and 30 minutes of just post-film dissertations based on like our feelings of the movie, how we liked it, how we didn't like it, what we are calling back to, and like I thought that why not just make it like an actual physical thing that we can share with you guys, just as if you guys were with us to have a post-movie dissertation. So I know with the nature of the channel, we specify on like spoilers and then spoiler-free stuff, or he does at least, and obviously we're trying to make it spoiler-free for you guys because we just saw the movie, so we're just kind of gonna talk about what we liked or what we didn't like, and hopefully you guys like it.
Yeah. Starting off with our first parking lot post-movie dissertation, we have Tron Ares. I almost said Tron Legacy because my mouth just wants to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming out of Tron Ares. Dago,
yeah,
you and I, we have a lot of conversations in our private time about how much we love Tron Legacy.
Yeah, dude.
And
it's a formative movie, definitely.
For both of us, yeah. I saw it with my brother when I was about 10 in theaters, and it blew my freaking mind away. And
yeah.
I fell in love with that movie. It was one of those things just revolutionary in storytelling, visual effects, and just also having an emotional heart at its center to really keep a story going forward. But definitely meant a lot to me here.
Yeah.
With that being said, I had my trepidations about Tron Ares. I didn't rewatch Legacy because I didn't want comparison to be the thief of joy in this case. And watching it because I knew my brain was going to
I did the complete opposite. I did the complete opposite. I'm like, I gotta get a refresher.
And it was one of those things like doing it. It helped. It did help a lot because this movie, and I say this with all due respect to all the filmmakers, anyone involved, anyone who tried, anyone put effort into the effects, the emotion,
holy
Jesus
visage. Yeah, his holy visage.
Genuinely, no disrespect to them, this movie really didn't do it for me. I wanted to love it. I really did. Yeah. It kind of broke my heart at times. I didn't always feel like it was just smoothly thrown together, and I definitely think there's a lot of things that could have been held up better from, especially when comparing it to Legacy, but even the original Tron. But what did you think, Dago, real quick before we get into it?
Yeah, I mean, I said it out of the theater. We're with our other friends. They're around. They are Dakota working the camera, and we got Anthony over there. And like, I just said, God, I'm so happy that you guys were here, because if I would have saw that movie by myself, I would have gotten in my car and driven away and never thought about it ever again.
So you loved it. You loved it.
I was watching it ironically. It seemed like it's a movie that literally has unlimited budget, but they know nothing of what to do with this exorbitant amount of money, and Jared Leto at the helm being a producer. It literally was, I'm thinking of the call that he had with Disney, and it's like, I want to be in a Tron movie, and I want to be Tron, and I'm going to be Tron, and it's going to be about me. And then everything else was an afterthought. Okay, we'll iron out the details while we're filming. Literally what it felt like, especially with the Legacy. There it is again. Yeah. We should have a Legacy counter every time we say Legacy. The legacy that Tron has created, at least for being like the first CGI movie in a world that now is like populated by CG. Like, how can you make things fresh and new? And they didn't even try. Like they kind of rode up the coattails of like using 3-second long Easter eggs every like 10 minutes. to like make it seem like, hey guys, this is like Tron, we respect the fans, but they do nothing with it. It was really an afterthought of a movie,
and it's odd because
it's so funny. It was hilarious. Like at some parts,
it does feel like a weird hybrid hodgepodge of a lot of things, because you and I were talking about out of it. It doesn't always feel like a Tron movie necessarily, but a collection of
other stuff that you've seen already.
And like seen, and it didn't feel like always that there was. The thing about Tron Legacy especially is that there was an emotionality and like a simplistic hook. It was a kid looking for his dad, and that was the setup that set up the story. It wasn't all the grid exposition that came later. It was odd with Ares. I felt like this movie, anytime it tried to go down an angle of exploring the story, it would almost falter because it got so bogged down in explaining itself. The movie has so much exposition, and I whispered it to Dakota in the movie. It was like it had so much exposition, yet it still felt so confusing at times because I thought it was just really trying to speed run through explaining how we can have a movie again 10 years after the sequel, and it kind of felt like they didn't really watch the ending of the last movie to really justify what was happening.
No, they did, and the movie undid itself. Yeah, like that's the whole thing. The fact that it's not a reboot, it's a sequel, like you said, and it just sucks at being a sequel.
And there's an odd wraparound with that because like the characters that you're following, the movie never really has to focus on which character you want to follow most, so you don't really have a POV you're aligned with, and really not until towards the end, but by that it doesn't feel as earned, because you know that's when Jared Leto's character starts to kind of come to his own, and I could see the potential there with the performance, but it didn't always feel like properly earned, especially with his cadence the way he had.
No, dude, like the only legacy that you showed as far as characters go is the villain of the movie. He has like a lineage that has to do with the Tronverse, and then you have the Flynn lineage that doesn't exist anymore. Like they
just forget about Sam Flynn.
They kind of like the whole point of Sam Flynn being the hero, right? Like I'm not saying you have to make him the protagonist again. You don't have to, but like how does
to keep it spoiler light? But yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, you know that he's not going to be anywhere in the movie. Like the trailers kind of, he's not even in the cast. Like you know what I mean?
They seem allergic to references, but it's odd because there's moments where this movie feels like it wants to be self-referential, yet it's so allergic to its previous.
Yeah, and it was so weird because I feel like they wanted to show you the world of Tron so bad. I feel like the first movie, like I told you, I've never seen it, but like I've seen like snippets of it, and I kind of got the gist of it. It's like it's essentially Spartacus, but in a computer, right? In like a different world.
Analogy too.
And they did it to show mainly the fact that they could create these worlds out of a computer, like CG creation, right? And then the story was kind of secondary, it was kind of elementary. And then you have Legacy, which also has a pretty elementary plot, but that they show you like, hey, this is what we're doing now with LEDs, with CG, with the sound design. You had freaking Daft Punk, you know what I mean? So you have all these firsts. The beam in the sky, like that, they did it first, guys. Like, and then now this time it's like, oh, we're calling back to all those things, but you're not doing anything new. You're not breaking any barriers. I feel like that, I guess that's Avatar's job now, to break barriers of like, you know, what can we do with the technologies that we have at our hand? Because as much as it is a story, it's also to flex basically the technology that you have for film now, right?
Exactly, and it's odd when you want to flex your effects. I think nowadays this movie needed to rely more.
Now
on
you're just flexing Jared Leto.
Exactly.
Like you're flexing Morbius. You're flexing the guy that's 50 and looks like Jesus, bro. Like he's so hot.
I really wanted
Manic Pixie Dream Boy. Like I said it too. He's the Manic Pixie Dream Boy, dude.
Oh yeah, modern day.
Yeah.
I think that. My issue with this movie comes down to that. I think if you had an emotional hook, even if it's simplistic, I think complexity can come from simplicity because you have characters exploring this. Everything that happened in Legacy was in a way to kind of promote what was going on behind the story. It was like, all right, I'm reconvening with my dad because I resent him for disconnecting with me. Here, I didn't really feel like there was a connection there. You kind of get a hint of that with Evan Peters' character and his arc, him involving his mom. I feel like that's an angle you could have tackled emotionality with to really make those later moments feel earned. I think for all the rule breaking this movie does for its own universe, that stuff could have been forgiven with good character. And that's kind of where I go with this one. It felt hollow, like especially on Earth. Not Earth, but just the real world's boring. I don't think Tron should be set there.
No,
this movie was living proof of that.
Yeah.
Any moment in there just didn't. It felt kind of flat.
Yeah, and then like What are you trying to like prove? Like you can 3D print stuff now? Like is that 3D printing? And that almost feels like
there's so many sequences of 3D printing, and that sounds like a weird complaint, but like there's like it's just like there's a lot of repetitive nature stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm kind of harping on the negative, but it's hard when you've seen something that you waited 10 years to get a sequel to, and it's like.
Yeah, and I feel like they have such a backlog of stuff that they've set up that can be good. With like Anthony said it, Tron Uprising, or like the Tron video game, or even Kingdom Hearts. For God's sake, Kingdom Hearts does more justice to Tron than this movie. It's so funny because
with just as much exposition, if not more.
And it's like and they kind of just like it got a cash grab. It was very obvious that like Disney right now is kind of grasping at straws based on the past few projects not doing so hot, and they were just looking at, oh, this is an IP that we had some sort of like traction and we had some sort of fan base and people really liked it because they really liked the premise and the IP, but
not remembering why we like it, you know? It's like a lot of sloppy setup, not a lot of earned character arcs involved. So it does just ring hollow.
It does. So I mean, I don't know if I care to revisit this in the future. I really don't know if maybe
I'm gonna forget about it next week.
Yeah, like as like a gag kind of like because again, some scenes are so funny. These characters like
there's a lot of villain flopping.
Yeah, there's a lot of flopping, like literal flopping. Like people are about like imagine like the Terminator like tripping on a banana. Like that's the level of zaniness that they introduce, or I guess levity they'll introduce to like life or death situations here. And when you do it in the real world, like you kind of lose a lot of the soul that the franchise has created, right? Having like the city be the grid itself. Like, but I mean, it's just a city.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of chances where you can be unique with your action because of the setting that you're given in this one, especially crossing over with Earth. And anytime the movie's about to go there and get a little crazier with it, it's like they dial it back. They're like, wait, we have to save that in case we brand this IP out and make more sequels. Save that for the sequels. And I'm tired of saving stuff for sequels. For this, in this case, for Tron.
It doesn't work.
10
like
years
they've done it in the past.
You should have thrown all your stuff into the 2-hour run.
Dude, make it as if it was like Superman. We go back to Superman.
Every time.
The video we made. They made it as if it was the only Superman that was going to be filmed. And if it is, great.
And more movies should be like that. Guys, what did you think of Tron Ares? I almost said Legacy again. I don't really do number ratings, but out of 10, what would you give it?
I mean, because Jared Leto's so hot, dude. I mean,
that's like a 9.5.
Oh, dude, 9.5. Okay. He's so hot. I
respect the game.
Nah, dude. I mean, it's a movie. I give you that. So I'll give it. Shit. Let me not be mean to it. I'll give it like a 4.5.
4.5. You're gonna do that? Okay.
Yeah, 4. All right. Give it a 4.
All right, 3 it is. Thank you guys so much for watching Scatterbrained Reviews. We're going to have better pacing than this movie, so we're going to wrap up. Thank you guys.
Post-dissertation
movie reviews. More coming to you soon. Like, subscribe, comment. Goodbye.